I've split about all the wood that I've got now here, so I wanted to swing an axe at something, and this tree has been dead for, I think, around a couple years now. And it's not a real big tree. It's not a small tree either, though, as you see. That axe isn't the most keen either. I don't really have a good chopping axe. I mean, I have some axes that are pretty good for chopping, but none of them have a real good edge on them right now. And that's something I'll have to learn how to do a little bit better, is how to put an edge on a chopping axe. Because chopping isn't something I really do a whole lot as far as like for a living, you know, having in the past. I do it for fun because I really enjoy it. One of my favorite things to do with an axe, other than splitting, is felling a tree. I have fun chopping logs and stuff too, but there's something about felling a tree where you're swinging from that angle, you know, standing up. I just really enjoy that. But as I said, the axe isn't the most keen. It came from my friend's papaw, who died a few years ago. And he gave me a few of his axes and mauls, and that's one of them. And the handle ended up breaking on me while I was chopping this tree down. Actually, it was already split before I even started on this tree. It's just been sitting in my building for a long time. And I thought I'd swing it a little bit, and it ended up splitting a little bit more. So I just went and put it up. And I ended up having my Fisker splitting axe sit pretty close by, so I just got it and finished the tree off. It was almost there anyways. And I felled oaks with that Fisker's splitting axe for it. It's definitely not a chopping axe, though. But it can get the job done, so I just grabbed it and finished it. This is much easier than oak, this wood. I think oak's just about the toughest wood I've ever chopped down to date myself. I'm sure hickory, I would think hickory is probably really tough too. But oak is really tough. I think the easiest I've ever done yet would be black walnut and poplar. Those were great to chop down. But anyways, as you can see, the core of this one here, it's full of ants. And it just completely rotten in the core. And so you could tell by looking up top. I think I show a shot of it up top. I know I do when it falls, but it didn't even take very long to fell this tree, honestly. It's not very long at all. Swinging time altogether, swinging the axe was probably 15 minutes or something, I would say, around that. If that even, honestly. I don't even know if it was that. It may have been 10 minutes. This tree really didn't take that long to fell. I mean, it's not hardwood like oak. Oak is just a different ball game when you get into hardwoods like that. But I know that it makes a huge difference when you have a keen edge on your axe too. And that's something I look forward to getting. For that sycamore that I'm wanting to fell, I'm planning to get, they have it at Tractor Supply here in Montgomery County, the Fisker's chopping axe. And I'm just going to try it out on that tree, because I'm planning to finish that tree. That's been like a year ago when I started chopping that tree down, and I've passed there and it's still standing. So anyways, I do plan to do that, and hopefully later get some slabs out of it. I'm nowhere near done with this, with firewood and axemanship especially, you know. I'm going to do firewood, I'm going to chop trees, I'm going to swing axes for the rest of my life, Lord willing, if I'm able. And I'll put that on here when I can, you know. Somebody asked me about that the other day, actually. They said, you know, I didn't expect trucks on your channel. I really enjoy watching you swing an axe, and I see where they're coming from. I've built my channel really on swinging an axe. And so I understand that completely. And I will be doing trucks, but I understand completely if some people are interested in that. And for the ones that are interested in axes, I'll still be doing it. But if, you know, they decide to unsubscribe or whatever, not watch, I understand that completely. Nobody's obligated. But here I am with the Fisker's super splitting axe. And that wood's pretty soft, so I can get away with it. I actually did an oak tree with that axe, which is pretty goofy. But I made it work. And this one I ended up making it work too. I've actually got it most of the way done here already when I start swinging that axe on it. And this, as I said, this isn't the hardest wood either. So it really wasn't too bad. You can see that truck there in the background. Beautiful trucks, those Freightliners. I really like that truck. I'm leaving out tomorrow morning, and I'm pretty excited about it. I've got to spend time with my family. This weekend, we were outside earlier having a snowball fight with what little snow was left, because yesterday was quite a bit. And then today, most of it melted, as you can see from this clip. But we were able to have a pretty good snowball fight. We all had fun with it. It's pretty cold out there today. Here soon, the weather should be warming up, staying warm, I'm hoping. But this tree is about to go here, and I know it, and it's actually leaning more towards me. And I know that. The branches are more heavy towards me, and I know that it's got a natural lean towards me, as you can see by looking at it. So I wasn't trying to get it to go all the way. I was trying to get it to go close, and then my plan was just push it over, because it wasn't real heavy up top at all. Most of its weight was in the bottom. Most of the stuff up top is dead and more branches that are just spread out. But so my plan was to just try to get it most of the way and then push it over. because as I said, you can't wedge this because it doesn't have a straight line like a chainsaw would make. So usually, from what I understand, whenever I chop them down, I try to just get them to go the way they're leaning. But this one I had to persuade with a push, as you saw there. But it was fun getting to swing an axe again, and I've got my fish because I'm putting it in the truck, and plan to hopefully split all over the United States if I'm able. I plan to figure out a way to do that, and then also on the weekends when I'm home for my first year, and then once after that, I plan to get local. Hopefully I'll be able to split every day. Be safe and God bless.